Morning, everyone. Since some of you still don't understand how to identify different type of conditional sentence, so I'm going to make you an extra video. If you want to know what a conditional sentence is or how to make a conditional sentence, you should go back to my previous video, okay? But now I'm going to just to focus on how to identify different types of conditional sentence, okay? But the first thing you need to remember is the tenses of different types of conditional sentence. For example, if you want to make a type 0 conditional sentence, which is like you talk about facts, general truths, or something like that, you need present tense in the if clause, present tense in the main clause. Simple. Present, present, type 0. But for type 1, if you want to talk about something that hasn't happened yet but will be very likely to happen, then we will use type 1. And you will use present tense in if clause and future tense in the main clause. Like for example, if I study hard, I will get a good result. Okay, so this is present and future, type 1. And for type 2, it's not, it hasn't happened yet, but it's very likely not to happen. So this is type 2. And we'll use past tense plus would infinitive or other past modal verb, okay? So basically it's just past tense. So past and would infinitive. So you need to remember this combination before you move on. If you don't pay effort to remember these, you will never be able to identify the conditional sentences, okay? So remember, type 0, present, present. Type 1, present, future. Type 2, past, would infinitive, okay? But be careful, sometimes the main clause and if clause, they can switch. You can put a main clause in the front and an if clause at the back. So this one is just to, this is my format. So if clause goes first and then comma and then main clause, all right? All right, so I'll give you 3 examples. Take a look at this one. So the table is here. Try to follow the table. So type 0 sentence, if you mix red and blue, you get purple. We only look at the verb in the if clause and also the verb in the main clause. So if we see that, oh, if the verb in the if clause is a present tense, mix, then I know in the main clause, oh, it's a present tense too. So this one is a type 0 conditional sentence. But take a look at type 1. If you study hard, you will get a good result. So study here is present tense, but will get is future tense. So it's present, future, so we know it's type 1. Okay, and then type 2, if he drank the poison, he would die. Drank is past tense, and then we have would infinitive, would die. So we know this combination is type 2. Okay, so this is how we identify the conditional sentence. We look at the combination of 2 verbs in a sentence, in the if clause and also the main clause. If it's present tense, then it's type 0. If it's present tense, future tense, it's type 1. If it's past tense and would infinitive, this is type 2. Alright? Alright, so I'll give you an exercise. We'll try to do it together and see if you understand it. Alright, so here, if it rain, the grass gets wet. I don't know the word in if clause, but if I see that in the main clause, it's in present tense, so we refer back to the table. There's only one choice. If the main clause is in present tense, it must be type 0. So this one should be present tense. So we will use if it rains, the grass gets wet. Okay? Present tense, present tense. Alright, take a look at this one. Alright, so sometimes we'll look at the main clause, sometimes we'll look at the if clause. So here, the if clause, we have if you heat ice. Heat here is present tense in if clause. Then we have 2 options. Because present tense in if clause, it can be type 0 or type 1. Then you need to look at the meaning. If you're talking about if you heat the ice melts. So this one is like a fact, general truth. So we know it's type 0. So we should use present tense. The ice melts. Okay? Present tense. So it's type 0. Alright, and take a look at this one. If the movie be good, we will watch it. This is the main clause. We see future tense, will watch, future tense. So we know that the combination must be present tense, future tense. So this one should be, if the movie is good, we will watch it. This one is type 1. Okay, not yet happened, but very likely. If the movie is good, we'll watch it. So very likely it will happen. Present tense, future tense. Okay? Next one. If Bill comes home early, well, this one not yet happened, but very likely to happen. Present tense. So we know it's not a fact, okay? Bill's it's not like a must for him to come back early every night, okay? So it's not type 0, definitely. But we see present tense, comes. So it should be type 1, present, future. So we should use future tense in the main clause. If Bill comes home early, we will go out for dinner. Present tense, future tense, type 1. Alright, so I hope you started to get what conditional tense, like conditional sentence is about, and how to identify them. Okay, the last two examples. If you lose your key, you could not go home. Okay, in the main clause we see could. I said if you see modal verb in past form, this one is like would infinitive. So if we see would infinitive, this one must be past tense. If you lost your key, you could not go home. Past tense, would infinitive. So this one hasn't happened yet, this event, but very unlikely it will happen. Very unlikely it will happen because you will keep your key safe, right? So if you lost your key, you could not go home. Okay? Alright, the last one, take a look. If they donated all their money, donated, past tense in if clause, so it must be type 2. If they donated all the money, they would become very poor. So would infinitive, past tense, would infinitive. Past tense, would infinitive. Alright, so I hope this quick video will give you a sense of like how to identify conditional sentence. If you still don't understand, let me know which part you don't understand. But first of all, you need to pay effort to remember the combination. If not, well, you can move forward, okay? So try to watch the previous video about when I explain conditional sentence, and watch this video again if you still don't understand, and look at the exercises, the worksheet that I've given you, and yeah, try to see if you find a pattern, okay? Okay, work hard and good luck to your UT. Bye.